Hey, this is Robbie from IELTS Coach Pro. We help people get sevens and eights on their IELTS exam. And we've got another special treat for you. Last time, everybody loved the recording of the one-on-one video class that I did with a student. So we're going to do that again. In this video, I'm going to be teaching the students and teaching you how to answer multiple choice questions when you need to give 2 or even 3 answers for each question. So it's a little bit different than normal multiple choice. There's a special strategy for it. And so please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a video. We make really helpful, really awesome IELTS videos every Monday. And if you like it, please give it a like. Now I'll jump to the recording.
Okay, the next one is multiple choice questions that have 2 or 3 answers. And so the first thing to do is read the question and scan the passage for the location. And so that's very similar to multiple choice questions that have only one answer. First, look at the question, then you go over and look at the passage, and maybe you have some keywords in mind. Multiple choice questions always come in order. So that's very helpful. Once you've found the location of the answer or the location where it talks about that question, you carefully read around that location and choose the correct answers. And so usually with these, I'll skip ahead. Whatever the question is, the wildlife experts visiting the Kalahari Desert, there'll be kind of like a paragraph almost where they talk about that topic, and then all of these little answer options may or may not be mentioned. It's also possible that they'll try to trick you, and 1 or 2 of them, they might reference it and say something similar, or they might say something opposite. And so you want to make sure you're only choosing the ones that fully agree with what the question is asking and fully agree with what the passage is saying. It is possible with these. Once in a while, they'll do it differently. And so this happened to me on my IELTS test.
Okay.
You'll do most of the passage and most of the questions. It'll be 2 or 3 different question types. And then at the very end, they'll ask one of these types of questions. So mine, it was about like deforestation for farming or something. And so I had answered all the questions. And then at the very end, they asked one of these, and it was a summary of the whole passage. So they were like, in this entire passage, which of these 2 things were mentioned? And so if that happens, then you have to treat it a little bit differently, because then your 2 answers will not be close together.
Okay.
They will be spread out. So it'll say which of these 2 things were mentioned, and one of the answers might be like in paragraph 2, the other one might be in paragraph 7 or something. So that's just something to be aware of. They might do that at the end of one of your sections, but more commonly, it'll be something like this, where we're going to do 4 or 5 of these questions, and they'll just ask them one after the other, and the answers come in order, and each question has 2 answers that are pretty close together. So that's the more common way that they do it. See if you can do number 1.
Okay. Uh, One answer is B.
Okay, yeah. Their main aim was to study the batter's movements and behavior. So that's the key matching word there.
And another one is could be D because there is a plan to trap a few and study them. Yeah, D.
Yeah. So trap and release.
Temporary was my confusion. Yeah.
Yeah, is the same as temporarily
Yeah.
catching. Yeah. So that's perfect. Move on to the next one. So these will be found in the next paragraph.
Okay. A. One answer. One answer is A.
Yeah.
Second one is B.
And why do you say that?
Unpredictable nature. It's hard to tell how they will behave.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Next one.
One answer is C.
Okay, yeah.
They do not always live alone. D.
That's correct. Next one.
I think there is a mistake in that. Short space of time or short span of time?
I would prefer span of time as well.
Okay.
I don't know. I pulled this from somewhere else. I'm not sure why they put it space.
B, they hunt over a very large area.
Yes.
They sometimes fight each other. There are occasional fights over.
Correct. So you are dominating these, but here's the last one.
I'm not able to see the last line because that bar. Yeah. One answer is E.
Okay.
And the other possibly B. I'm not sure, but B. A.
Okay. Um, B, it's really close.
Yeah, but
They became less aggressive toward humans.
yeah, I considered humans as creatures because A, I was not convinced. Badgers lost interest in people.
Yeah, and so without being the subject of their curiosity, it means they were less interested.
Okay.
That one's tough. Overall, though, you're on a very good track with these. I don't think you have any special difficulties with this question type. The way that number A was worded was weird and difficult, but that might come up in any kind of a question.
Yeah, I was not sure about B also, but I felt B was closer. A, I didn't feel A lost interest and not curious. So yeah, it works.
Yeah, no, that one is tough. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Just one. You only had one wrong answer out of 10 on these, which is an excellent score. One thing about these is this was a practice test, and so the numbering was a little bit unnatural. Normally, it wouldn't say 5 like this. Up here, it might say 5 to 6.
Okay.
So each of these double answer questions, it counts as 2 separate answers, and so you get double marks for it. And so over this section as a whole, you would have scored 9 out of 10.
Okay.
And yeah, when it happens this way, you don't have to worry about this on computer tests because it's pretty easy to just select the answers. They put them all in a group and you just click the answers that you want to select. On paper-based, they have to be a little bit more careful about transferring the answers properly.
Hey, I hope that video was helpful for you. Please leave me a comment. Tell me if you liked it. Also, tell me if you hated it so we know how to improve. And Please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a video, so that you can get all of the help and tips and methods for your IELTS exam. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. All the best as you prepare for IELTS, and I'll see you next time.